Alright, so this isn't going to be no traditional review here. This is going to be a different video. I was just seeing The Boss Baby for leisure purposes, and my brother wanted to go, so I took him. I wasn't planning on reviewing it. I saw it a little late, so I wasn't, like, enthused about reviewing it. Thought it was just going to be some kind of boring, passe Dreamworks movie that they threw out in their spare time. And while it's a predictable movie, I have something to say about it. This is going to be a spoiler-filled discussion of the psychedelic plot of The Boss Baby. The weird plot that makes no sense, but is so crazy, I actually kind of enjoy it. It was a weird movie experience. I was very perplexed coming out of this one. It was a different experience for me as far as animated movies go. So, I guess I'll just jump right into it. This movie is just LSD for babies, essentially, or for kids, I should say. It has some adult humor too, but whatever. It's more for kids, for sure. So in the beginning of this movie, we see our main character Tim, I believe is his name. Yes, Tim. He's like imagining things, playing with his family. His life couldn't be more perfect. And then this baby comes in the way. We'll talk about him in a sec, how he was created and all that. So we have this baby come in the way, and it interferes with his life, and he wants to get rid of him, and we'll get more into that later too. It's just, that's the basic plot. Doesn't sound like anything new. It's been done before, Secret Life of Pets, Toy Story, etc. And you would be right, it's a predictable movie, but this is different. So the opening of this movie, as I said, we see Tim and his imagination, but that's not really what I want to talk about right this second. I want to talk about the Boss Baby and how he is created. Okay, so in this factory, or this like corporation run by babies, there are more babies to be created, and they create a line of babies that either go to a family or they go to management. Sounds like a pretty weird idea. Yeah, I know. It is. But you're probably thinking, no, it's not too crazy, whatever. Okay, so we have these babies, yes, that if you're shoved in the management like the Boss Baby is, you're sent on like a case to go find things out and then go through like intel and work in offices. It depends on what they want you to do. So in this case, the Boss Baby, our main baby, he has no name in the movie. Like they give him one, I think, at the end, but like I don't even remember what his name was. So whatever. So he's taken to this family, and taken to the family for management purposes. He's there to find out what's going on behind the scenes with these parents of the main character, who are like working at a puppy company. And okay, follow me here. Okay, so puppies are being created by companies as well. Babies are created by companies apparently, and when they show up in taxis, no one cares, no one notices. Okay. So puppies are also created in factories, and the big evil scheme with this movie is Steve Buscemi's character. We'll get into him later. But he has decided he's gonna make this adorable puppy, like no one can resist. The forever puppy, I think, is what they called it. Okay, it's like the most adorable puppy ever, and everyone loves it. Cool. Sounds really cheesy, right? Yeah, it kind of is. But here's the big plan, the big mission the Boss Baby has. So the Boss Baby is there to find out what's going on with the baby behind, or with the dogs behind the scenes with the parents, because they work at the public company, while posing as an actual baby, as their baby. And so yeah, the kid doesn't like this. We'll just say that. So he's gonna help him out to get rid of him. The Boss Baby. You get what I mean. Well, yeah, he's gonna help him out to get rid of him, but his mission is essentially to get love back to babies. There's more love for dogs than there is for babies, and the love for dogs is growing exponentially. So he has to stop the love of dogs, essentially, for being as big as love of babies. It's really weird. So they had to stop this forever puppy from being made, being put out on the market, I guess. It's almost like a drug. The LSD comes in there, I guess. I don't know. Okay, so all this has sounded maybe a little confusing to you, but maybe not like anything huge. You're like, oh, whatever. I mean, like, this just sounds like a stupid kid's movie. And in some aspects, it may be, but this takes a weird turn. So eventually, the main kid Tim is grounded for like trying to basically murder the boss baby. After this really like weird explosion fest in the backyard with all the babies, and you don't really know what's happening, what's not happening, because like the dream sequences are animated like in a way to where you could tell he's imagining it, but these scenes are so over exaggerated that it's like, how can this actually be happening? It's weird. But after all that, he gets grounded, whatever. The boss baby kind of feels bad for him, so he goes in there, and then that's where he starts to help him. But he gives him this binky, and they make a dick sucking joke. He's like, suck it. He's like, I don't know where that's been. Like, yeah, it's a weird joke. I was like really thrown off. It's like, this is for kids. It was weird. But whatever. They make a dick sucking joke, and then he takes the binky finally, and they both suck binkies, and they like enter this baby matrix kind of crap, like, but they're like ghosts, and they're like inhabiting, or they're not inhabiting, they're wandering around this baby corporation. I think it actually is called Baby Corp, so whatever. But they're wandering around. I think it was Baby Core is the name, and okay, cool, whatever. So if you've gotten through this so far, which it's very confusing to explain, so whatever. So Baby Core, or the company where all the babies are made, whatever. So in this baby matrix of sorts, they're on LSD or something. I don't know. Oh god, okay. This movie is really trippy. Like, I explain it and it may not sound as trippy as it is, but you have to see it to believe it. Okay, so yeah, they fly into this, I don't know, I keep forgetting to mention these small details that really add to it. They basically fly to Baby Core as ghosts, and yeah, no one can see them. They wander around. Then Boss Baby says he wants to be promoted to this corner office. So yeah, the kid's gonna help him do this. All right. So later on in the movie, I'm hoping I'm not missing any important details here. I don't think so. So yeah, later on in the movie, we have the parents being taken by Steve Buscemi. Not really taken because he's their boss. So like they're going on a trip to Vegas to promote this new, or to release this new dog, I guess. But like, early in the movie, they're captured by Steve Buscemi, the Tim and the boss baby, and his weird younger brother. Yeah, his younger brother who just is like really tall and muscular. It's weird, but he's like really feminine. It's whatever. So yeah, they're almost like kidnapped by him, and then that guy cross dresses to be like a babysitter to babysit them while their parents go away on the business trip with Steve Buscemi's character. So their master plan to get out of this is to make it look like the boss baby's sick, and he throws up on him, and they lock him in a bathroom, whatever. So they get out, and then they'll get out of the house, and then this dude just like follows them on like a wagon. And he acts like he's freaking, I should say this. Tim, the little boy, acts like he's like Evel Knievel or some crap in his imagination. He like jumps over a train with a small little tricycle, off like a little pile of dirt. And when he in reality, he would have just like smushed into the train. And it was really weird, but they jump over the train with a small tricycle, whatever. It's trippy as crap. It's really weird. Whatever, though, I guess. The visuals in this movie that's the real LSD here, let's be honest. Like, they were on acid when they were animating this, but it made for a weirdly entertaining movie. But, okay, so we have our characters to get to an airport with the worst airport security ever. Bike goes through a metal detector. A guy walking through the metal detector gets set off, and they do a pat down on him. But for some reason, no one's watching the bag scanner thing. Seeing two human bodies on a conveyor belt. They're not dead. It's Tim and the boss baby. Stay with me here. But they like go through the little X-ray conveyor belt, and they get off. Whatever. The parents are about to leave on the plane. Okay, so they're running. We find out that the boss baby has this like serum he needs to stay younger with. All these babies stay younger with this serum they take that keeps them young. It's like the fountain of youth crap. So he's turning into a baby because he hasn't had this formula in a certain amount of time. So he's turned into an actual baby, not like an intelligent, adult-minded baby. So he can't have this happen. But while they're running, this eventually does kind of happen. But he gets snapped out of it as Tim brings him back. And the parents leave with Steve Buscemi just in time somehow. Because, like, they close the door, then the plane leaves, like, instantly, so they wouldn't be on the plane. In reality, they'd still be walking down the runway, then the plane would take off, whatever. So, we're gonna pass all the bonding stuff. Yeah, they start bonding more, whatever. Okay, so we get to the finale of this movie, kind of. It's kind of in the same scene where this happens. There's an Elvis convention going on in Las Vegas, and they take this dude who's dressed as Elvis, they take his ticket, or whatever, not a ticket. They take his clothes and pretend to do like a little Rascals thing where like they stack on top of each other to look like an Elvis impersonator. Then they get on the plane. They pretend to be in first class, or they pretend that they belong in first class and that they're like the pilot's son or something. Which I don't know how. Like the stewardess would have just gone say, "Hey, so these your sons?" It's like, I don't have sons. It's like whatever. But they finally get to Vegas. Okay. With all the other Elvises, finds out one of the Elvises is the dude that was following them earlier, the Stu Buscemi's little brother in this movie. Okay, so they're in Vegas and they get a ride from some, I guess, bridesmaids of some kind of bachelorette party. I don't know. All right, so they get to this convention, and then we have, yeah, it's like, I don't know how to explain this. It's like a puppy convention of some kind. Wasn't it like a puppy convention? Yeah. Where they finally release this puppy. This puppy's so adorable. They're making a whole line of them. They eventually get to the place where they're giving it all, or showing it off, where Tim's parents are. Okay. So Steve Buscemi sees they're there, and they're like, why are they there? Like, what's going on here? And Steve Buscemi traps them in like a Valentine heart-shaped box. Okay? And like he's gonna launch them with this rocket ship of some kind that they didn't really go into detail about. It's filled with all these puppies, but it's like a rocket ship that's gonna take off. And I don't know, this whole master plan is just really weird, but I guess they're gonna die. They aren't in the rocket ship, so I don't know what was happening there. But they turn Steve Buscemi back into a baby because he falls into the formula, and somehow that reverses everything. Whatever. So they save the parents, finally, and that's essentially the movie. Like, if you've gone through all this and we're like, how is LSD for kids? It's like, it's such a weird, trippy movie. Like, let me just explain it in the most simplest way. You start out with a simple story, but it's about a baby who has the mind of an adult that's sent to management to do some kind of espionage thing where he has to find out everything behind the scenes. Okay. Then you have cross-dressing, muscular man, I guess. I don't even know what it was. What was he? Okay. Things that shouldn't be happening, really unrealistic events occurring in this movie, and even for an animated movie, it's a little too far-fetched. You have a rocket ship filled with puppies. I don't know. It's freaking weird, but it's like a kid's acid dream. I don't know. God. Okay, so last thing I do want to mention as far as LSD stuff goes, there's like these wands that somehow hypnotize them to forget, like these babies come in like hazmat suits, taking all the baby's stuff away because the baby's done, boss baby, so he's going back to his own family, whatever. Okay. So these wands, they were in front of them saying, forget the baby, and he decides he doesn't want to forget him, but he isn't going to say anything to the parents. Eventually he writes a letter to the boss baby, like, get back together, like, as a family. He wants to be a family. He, like, tears off all his clothes and leaves the office. Okay. Whatever. But, yeah, how to explain this? Okay. It's pretty simple to explain, I'm just oversimplifying it, I guess. But, okay, so the baby goes back as an actual baby this time. Okay, how is he assigned to the same family? But, okay. But anyway, he's back. And, okay, the story is essentially over now. He has the baby brother. But the whole time, Tobey Maguire is narrating this to his daughter, who's about to have a baby sister, or who's having a baby sister now. And he says it's how he remembers it. Like, she asks if it's real and this actually happened. And he's like, that's how I remembered it. Sorry, I think I got stung by something. Anyway, but he's like, that's how I remember it. And then he's like, then she's like, ah, cool. So it's like, you think the whole thing was just like, he's making it up to like, give this information to this girl to make her entertained about the story and teach her a lesson about having a sibling. But then the baby jumps up is in a suit like it's been sent through management, because I guess babies aren't made the proper way. And then the movie ends, creating an entire thing where this movie makes no more sense anymore. Still, I mean, like, but that kind of made sense. It tied it all together. It was like, oh, okay, that's our big catharsis here. Now everything makes sense. This is a legitimately pretty solid movie despite its cliches. Then they screw the entire thing up, making it make no sense in the last few seconds. Okay, that's the movie. Did I like it, though? For the weird acid trip it was about its problems, I liked this movie, actually. I've come to the conclusion that I did like this movie. I came out, like, not sure, but I did like this movie. I actually enjoyed this movie. I had fun watching it. I give it like a solid B-, but, like, this isn't really a traditional review. But all these weird, trippy things amount to one weird, trippy movie that was very entertaining. Like, me and my brother were both agree this is one of the trippiest children's movies we've seen in a while. Probably since, like, the SpongeBob movie, Sponge Out of Water, I think, was the last one I seen like this. Weirder than that. I mean, like, I know that movie has the weirder imagery and, like, weirder things going on throughout, but, like, this has the more unrealistic, weird stuff that, like, no one's noticing, I guess, because the adults can't see them talk. I don't know. But yeah, that's why The Boss Baby is LSD for kids. I tried to explain it the best I could in this almost 20-minute video. Yeah, so I guess that's really all I have to say. I'm just telling you why this movie is LSD for kids, instead of giving you a traditional, like, review of the movie. Just know that I did like the movie, but it's freaking weird, and I actually do recommend it to you because of how different it is as far as the events that occur in this movie that aren't cliches. Like, all the original stuff is so weird and, like, out there that I liked it. So yeah, that's my analysis of The Boss Baby, I guess. So peace.